It's like, how many times do you see stories where they're like, well, this guy was arrested 64 times, but we think there might be some good in him. And it's like, this isn't a Disney movie. He just stabbed a Ukrainian girl to death on a bus. Like, no, get this guy out of here, locked up forever, under the prison.
That's why I like that channel so much. That channel begins, it's got all the police footage, like not just body cams, but interrogation footage and court footage as well. So you start at the beginning. There's been a report of a body found at blah, blah, blah. Or it may have been the 911 call of the lady's brother. Like, hey, we haven't seen Cheryl in like 3 days. And normally she has breakfast with me every morning, and she's not answering her door. You start there. And by the end, you're at sentencing. And you get this full story. It's like an hour and a half each YouTube video. I'm entranced the whole way through. I'm at the end. I'm like,
sure it's fascinating.
I try to guess how many years they're going to get. I'm like, oh, they better fucking put the hammer to this guy. He's the worst. And the judge will be like, I'm giving you 50 years and with no chance of parole. If I had 60, I'd give you 60. If I had 70, I'd give you 70. You're a truly repugnant human being. And I take pleasure in saying that. like just laying the hammer to him. I love it.
That's solid. You got to get rid of these no good nicks.
The judges are usually great in those videos.
I asked ChatGPT about the 13-year-old. And I feel like I've heard this term third-party thinker, right? Where you just go and ask AI what you're supposed to think. I don't want to be that guy, but here I am. Anyway, it kind of lined up with Taylor more so than me. It said that most juvenile offenders do grow into pretty reasonable adults that are good people. But when the crimes are that horrific, it indicates that they're not going to be good when they grow up.
Yeah, you don't want that. And I think it was New York City that had data that it was like 400 to 500 people that were causing the overwhelming majority of like violent attack you for no reason on a subway crimes, like 400 to 500 people, but they keep getting let out. And so they continue to do it. If you just locked up this teeny tiny teensy minority of people that are causing these crimes, you would make all these cities safer, and they should lock these people up forever. You even like not murdering a lady across the street. You just randomly stab someone on a subway. You're done. Like it should be over for you. You had your ticket to participating in free society. You squandered it. Now you're locked up forever.
For sex crimes, I don't think that that's a one-off ever. I think that that's part of a sickness they have.
Sure.
Those people need to be neutered and neutralized. And for violent, extremely violent crimes, it's one thing to just stab somebody, but like these people will stab them. Like that one where they killed the grandmother. He stabbed her 80 times. He basically cut her head off, and then they burnt her body on a mattress and then in the interrogation room, again, he's clearly he's not special needs, but he's a moron. He's like a complete moron with
more than most 13-year-olds.
No, this kid was actually maybe 18 or 20 or something like that. Like the one that stabbed his grandmother up.
That's more evidence to lock them up.
Oh yeah,
a dangerous retard running around stabbing people.
He's talking to the detective, and he's like, "Think about this, though. Think about this. She was old, and she was working, and she was always saying to me, 'You should just kill me. You should just kill me.' I'm not saying I killed her. But she was always asking me to. So when someone asks you to, and he's like, 'Did you kill her?' That's all I'm going to say without my lawyer present. It's like, bro, you said way too much. You said way too much. What are you doing? And then they cut to the other room, and the roommate is like, 'Yeah, we killed her. Fuck.
We got her.' Dude, you stab anyone in a non-self-defense situation, you should be locked up for the rest of your life. The rest of your life.
Yeah, I think it matters.
Your ticket, and any sort of lenience towards that person is an allowance of a future victim.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it depends on the situation. I think it depends on the situation entirely, which is why I'm glad we don't have
that guy who.
I can think of 100 edge cases, right? Like, what if you felt like it was self-defense, but you actually were mouthing off and kind of started it, but so it's gray, right? Let's say, you said stab. I assumed you meant with a knife, but like, where does that go? What if it's a screwdriver? Like, is that the same thing? What if it's a pencil? How deep does it have to go to be a stab? Like, there's gray, there's edge cases where it's not so clear.
If you stab someone with any sort of implement in aggression, not trying to defend yourself from them, you should go to jail forever. Like, you should not be allowed to hang out with the rest of us out here, because the rest of us don't stab people for fun.
But it gets to be edge cases, right? Like aggression, right? So you were verbally accosting me and then I turned it physical. I'm claiming self-defense. You're saying all I was ever going to do was call him names.
That's a difficult thing to suss out. True. But I think let's call it the 99% of cases where it's not that, and it's some lunatic attacking you with a sharp implement. Like, those
if you're
people
reading a book and I decide you should die, then, exactly. In that case, that guy needs
locked up forever. And the fact that these people aren't locked up forever leads to, like, that story last year out of New York. This guy who had been arrested on violent assault 15 times lit a woman on fire on the subway. Lit her on fire. She dies there because, like, when you light someone on fire and they're holding something, they kind of just stand there because everything tenses up. You can watch her burning to death. It was illegal, by the way. And he burned her to death. That kind of person who's been arrested many times, you don't let them out. You don't let.
I'm okay with life sentences for burners.
No, but the point is, he should have been locked up prior to that for other violent assaults. Like,
probably. If you had a history of violent assault, I agree. Sometimes it's hard to get the facts right. I remember there was one we talked about before where the guy he was crazy. And he made a 911 call saying the hospital was like giving him stuff he didn't consent to. And the hospital's like, dude, everything we did was in his best interest. Anyway, he got out because all he did is make a 911 call that was kind of borderline. And then when he was out, I think he killed someone. If not, he really hurt someone. And then like people just ran with it and added like donations or something to get him out, which really had nothing to do with him. They were like, the judge had him 6 days earlier and they let him go. Yeah, for a 911 call that was kind of in the gray.
I think you're talking about the guy who murdered that girl sitting on the train with a knife, right?
It was a North Carolina one, so
that was North Carolina.
Okay, yeah.
And yes, he was also incarcerated previously, but not charged enough to put him in jail for previous violent offenses, and he had not been locked up, and now that girl's dead because the justice system failed, and they failed to identify an extremely dangerous, erratic person and throw him in jail. Like, if anything, we need to be a lot more liberal with these violent people that we throw in jail. Like, not being like, oh, you know what? Yeah, this guy did assault someone, and another time he did punch someone randomly in the face, and then another time he did rob a store and hit some lady on the way out, but maybe he can be recovered. It's like, no, people who behave that way can't hang out with the rest of us.
We need an island to put them on.
I think we would put them on how many islands do we have? So many islands. Not the good ones. How many bad islands do we have? We're not putting them on the American Virgin Islands.
There's that monkey island where all the monkeys have herpes.
Okay.
People are getting herpes. I don't doubt.
I didn't realize we had a herpes island. Where's that?
Yeah. Herpes Monkey Island.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then maybe Herpes Monkey Island is a good place for these people.
I know how this ends, Kyle. Before long, you have Snake Plissken trying to rescue the president from said island. It's not a good scene.
They're remaking that, by the way.
There might be someone, running a little bit of a scam on that island already.
It's in South Carolina. South Carolina's Monkey Island, officially Morgan Island in Beaufort County, houses roughly 3,500 to 4,000 free-ranging rhesus macaques. The colony was established in 1979 after the monkeys were relocated from Puerto Rico following an outbreak of the herpes virus. Yeah, they got them herpes monkeys.
This is a very close island to the mainlands.
Well, macaques can't swim, so we're all good.
Yeah, but the prisoners could.
How close is it?
Can they?
It seems
Oh my
very,
God.
very close. It's right in this cove.
Oh my gosh.
Google Maps is not giving. That's 500 meters. Yeah, dude, you can't. No, we need a better island.
Can you swim 500 meters?
I mean,
Yes.
if I were fighting for my life,
Not
yes.
you,
I could
Aquaman.
rescue you 500
Actually, yes, 100%. I could.
I don't think you could.
You
swim
could.
If you
500
said
meters in open
run
ocean.
100 meters or 500 meters, I don't know about that. Swim,
Oh yeah, swimming
swim.
much
I'm in the
easier
mix.
than running. Yeah.
It is. I'll stay afloat. My birthing hips and my haunches will keep me.
You'll get sucked
afloat.
out to sea. You'll be gone.
No, you
You'll
need to
wash
find
back
a
aboard the Monkey
better
Island. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. You said 500 meters, but I'm getting 1,075 feet. I'm just eyeballing the closest spot. 1,000 feet is like 300 meters.
Mhm.
That's
330.
even worse for your point, Kyle. Come up
Well, I
with a
didn't
better
say
island for these
Well,
people.
Okay, well, I'm sure there's other islands somewhere we could put those people.
No, but they have to be bad islands, not the good ones. Don't waste the good ones.
Well, I'm one of the islands we're not doing anything with right now. It could just be a tropical deserted island, and then I want cameras there so that we can see what's going on. If they create their own little society, that'd be pretty nifty. There's a movie like that.
You know, if we fuck up Cuba, I bet they've got some island we could.
Cuba itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cuba itself. I don't think that's going to win, friends. They wouldn't like that.